Hey guys, oh my gosh, it has been so long. I took the longest break of all time. Um, a lot of things have happened since, I spoke to you last. Like, I think I may have mentioned it was a false alarm. If I didn't, it was at that time. But I wound up going into labor on May 25th. Oh my goodness. It was a long night. I'm definitely going to get back into it. I don't know that I'll do it right here because it's just like I'm outside right now. But I guess I could tell you like a quick synopsis of like what actually happened. So like on the 24th of May, I started to get like the Braxton Hicks contractions. But even before then, I was like leaking fluid, and that's what I went to the doctors for. They checked, they didn't find amniotic fluid. The first doctor said she saw a corner of it. The next doctor looked. Ooh, that's the baby. Surprise. The next doctor looked under the microscope and didn't see any amniotic fluid, so they just let me go. They discharged me or whatever. That would have been horrible though, like because they would have induced a labor, and I didn't want to have my labor induced at that time. I was like maybe 36 weeks at that time. So the next week, which made 37 weeks, I, on May 24th, started to get like those Braxton Hicks contractions, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, is it really Braxton Hicks or is it a real contraction? I couldn't really like tell because like I said, I was leaking fluid for like a week, and they deemed it as like discharge. That's what they said. So, but it was awful, right? Because I had to wear like a pad, and I mean, it was like too much information, but like, I mean, you can't not wear one. Like, even it wasn't nothing that a panty line I couldn't handle, but I didn't want to like be in a situation where it got crazy, so I always just wore a pad. And we had our baby shower. I'll insert some scenes of that. While this is all happening, right? And I was heavily involved with our baby shower, by the way. I wasn't lifting anything, but I was definitely the manager. We had a great time, by the way. Thank you all for coming that was invited, and thank you all for actually coming that traveled so far to even get to us. I appreciate y'all for sticking it through. Okay. All right, so yeah, basically it was a success during the baby shower, but like I said, I feel like I was like in slow labor, not for nothing, because like I was negotiating with the baby. I was like, as long as you come after Monday, we straight, because the baby shower was like on a Sunday, and I was like, please, you know what I mean? We worked so hard for this baby shower. Oh my goodness. But he held out. He didn't come to the 25th, because I went to the doctor. I called them on the 24th, like 5:30, and I was like, listen, I'm having contractions. They're kind of sporadic. They was like, oh, give us a call back when you're like 5 minutes apart. I'm like, 5 minutes apart? They like, yeah, just, for now, just, get in the shower, relax your muscles. My husband's at work. I told him, I think it's time for you to come home. He's stepping on the gas to get here. He's doing like 80. I'm like, oh my goodness. So now I'm in the shower, I'm crying, right? I'm distressed. I can't record nothing. This is the worst pain I ever felt in my life. Like, I'm on the phone with my brother. He's trying to coach me through everything, because he's a pastor and everything like that. So he's trying to like really keep everything positive. And I'm like trying to keep it positive too. But like, this pain is like overwhelming. I ain't never felt no pain like this before. And it feels like a really strong menstrual cramp, but it's like on another level times 10. So if you haven't had your cycle in like 9 months, your body is feeling like it's going through some type of trauma shock, So he comes home, I'm in the shower bawling. He like, oh my gosh, like, let me help you out of here, and like got me wrapped up in a towel. I'm laying on the bed. He like, I think we gotta go to the hospital. And that's when we called, and they said call after it's like 5 minutes first. So when he got home, it had to been like 6 o'clock or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And man, I was going through so much pain that it was like 3 a.m. and I got up, I got on my yoga ball, and I started bouncing on it, and then I was going front to back. I got up off that yoga ball, all you seen was splash of like water come out. I was like, oh snap, I think that my water broke. So I'm walking in the room, I'm like real calm about it. So I'm like, babe, I think my water broke. He like, what you mean? I said, I was on the yoga ball, and it was just, I got up, but it just splashed all on the floor. So he wiping it up. He like, we gotta go to the hospital. This is even crazy. So we called the hospital. At that point, it was like, I would say 1 to 4 minutes apart. We're like 30 minutes away from the hospital, 20 to 30 minutes, depending on traffic. But at that, it was 3 a.m. It wasn't no damn traffic. So basically, we drove to the hospital, and guess what happened when we got at the hospital? I freaking left my ID at home. We had everything. He running around the house like crazy. Remember, we all planned this out. We were supposed to be calm. It wasn't working out. And I had this blanket. My weave was, because I had a headband weave on. I don't even know if I'm going to show y'all that, child. It was just the crustiest looking thing at all times, because I didn't do anything to it.
They're just looking at the video.
I didn't do anything to it. So I'm like, oh my gosh. He's like behind here. I'm trying to like not get him in shot. So I'm like, what are we gonna do? Because they're gonna ask for the ID. And so he's like, I don't care. We're getting in this hospital. Because we was just there earlier in the week for that false alarm. So it was a great dry run. Man, the lady saw enough. As soon as we got in there, can I have your ID? He like, she ain't got her ID. She is in active labor. They was like, what? I'm telling them the story.
Oh, okay.
And so it was a security guard there. It was a brother. And he ran and got the wheelchair for me. They sat me down. I think they asked him for his ID. I guess I was already in the system. But they sent me upstairs. Like it felt like the longest ride of all times. I went into the triage. They checked me with the swab, and sure enough, it was amniotic fluid, because that swab came back blue. I'm talking about blue. And they was like, listen, it's time. Okay, you're 3 centimeters right now. It was like 2.93. They was like, but we're switching you to the labor and delivery room. And I was trying to do all of this natural, right? No induction, because they was pressing me for this induction date that I don't even need, because although I'm a high risk, it's only because of my age. My vitals are great. The baby's vitals is great. So like, don't let them pressure you into doing something you don't want to do. And then they transferred me to the labor and delivery. I explained to the lady, like, listen, I want this to be the most natural birth of all times, you know, and she told me she would advocate for me, and I really appreciated that, because there's not a lot of nurses that would do that, you know, especially when, like, say your husband or your boyfriend walks away. They'll try to pressure you to do things that you don't want to do, or commit to things you don't want to commit to, and they were really trying to pressure me to get the Pitocin and then also Epidural. I knew from watching other vlogs that if you get that Pitocin, it's over for you. You know, I personally feel like it enhances those contractions to the point of no return, and it kind of leaves you no choice but to get an epidural. And I didn't want any of that. I just wanted to have my baby naturally. It was our first baby, but I was going to challenge myself by any means necessary, and I mean that, and I stand on business, okay? So when she told me she was going to advocate for me, I was like, another one bites the dust. And I was lit after that. And they checked me. They was like, oh, you're only 4 centimeters now. We might have to put some Pitocin. We can give you a small dosage, like 2%, but it goes from like 2% to 25%. And they only said that to me when my husband left. I said, no, you know, our beliefs is that we are not doing any of that. And I'm not making any moves without talking to my husband first. They couldn't do nothing. I still in business. So, I said, I've only been here since 3 in the morning. It is 1 something right now. Let my body do what it needs to do. Give it a chance. They ain't had no choice after that, because they can't make you do anything you don't want to do. So don't let nobody pressure you, child, because they're going to press you like a panini. Yeah, they're going to try. And so I stood on that, and next thing I know, another doctor came in there. He's like, you're 6 centimeters. Another doctor came in there, 9 centimeters. It's on. We up from here, right? We only got 1 more left. I started to position my body in a way to make my body contract. That was the trick. So I tried to sit in a way that it was comfortable, yet contracting. So this is what I did. You do what you want. You can try this out when it's your time. I sat back and laid back to maybe like 90 degrees in the bed. So it wasn't flat. It wasn't all the way up. It was like somewhere in the middle. And when I would contract, I would like literally breathe through every contraction. Breathe through it, okay? You got to trust your body. You have to connect. This is something that you have to train for. This is not anything that just miraculously happens. You got to train your body the whole time of being pregnant to do this successfully. And when I say they came back, they said she 10 centimeters, and I told them I'm feeling a lot of pressure down there. It is time.
He's got so much hair. He's got so much hair. And why are you wasting all this hair on a boy?
Oh my god.
He's got a full head.
Really?
Full hair. Yes. You can keep her leg back in between. Yeah, baby's head is pretty low. Nice and slim.
I would say probably.
Wait till the contraction come to push. Your doctors is going to guide you. But my doctor was amazing. I had a dream team. Okay? These ladies was awesome. And I started pushing 12 times. She said, I see the baby's head. My husband's about to faint. No, he was holding it down, but he looked like he wanted to faint. And she's like, all right, the baby's coming out. I need you to push, but then wait 3 seconds.
Okay. Deep breath and push. Push, 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 push. That's it. That's the push right there. That's it. That's it. That's it. Don't give up. Don't give up. Keep pushing. Keep pushing.
Then push again. Then wait 3 seconds.
All right, let it out. Once more. Deep breath right where you left off. Right where all that pressure is. Don't be scared of it. Push through it. Push.
So I kept doing that, and it almost seemed like it was like pumping slowly. So in other words, she was holding a baby as he was coming out, but I didn't tear. And that was the goal. I didn't tear. I didn't get any stitches, and the baby just came right out. But
one last little push here at the end. Push. There you go. Good job. You're so close.
Do you want to feel his head?
I feel something.
Do you want to actually feel his head?
I ain't gonna lie. When them shoulders came out, it was Harlem shaking. It was Harlem shaking. I was like, what is going on? What was that? It was so, I don't even know how, it was like surreal. Like, I pushed a whole baby out. He was 7 pounds, 2 ounces, 20 inches. Okay. This baby was ready. Say hi, Alex. Say hi. Hi, look at. Say hi, uncles. Okay. And I never feel nothing like that. It wasn't the push that hurt the most. It was them damn contractions. So if you could get through the contraction, because the contraction never lasts more than like 4 minutes in my experience. So it's a mind over matter thing, right? If you think about it from that perspective, you could get through it. Like, all right, at max, it's going to last 4 minutes. Avant had 4 minutes. So y'all got 4 minutes, okay? So y'all get through it.
Got 4 minutes.
Because I had 4 minutes to spare.
Do what I gotta do to make it stay.
It was so reassuring when I kept talking to myself and telling myself to just push through. I'm that much closer. You got to be your own advocate. You got to be your own coach, okay? Be your own Coach Carter, whatever you got to do, okay? And I'm telling you, you could really dead serious get through it. Because when I say I didn't tear at all, I was surprised. I mean, I wasn't even really thinking about tearing. But when she mentioned I didn't tear and then I didn't need stitches, I was like, wow. You know, I never knew, because I don't feel like I have a high pain tolerance. I always felt like my pain tolerance was very low, because even a headache is like bothersome to me. So the fact that I pushed the whole baby out with no epidural, first time mom, y'all could do this. If you're watching this and you're pregnant, don't doubt yourself. You could definitely do it, because it's going to sound so convincing when they try to push that epidural on you. And I heard so much stuff. Everybody's different. I don't want to scare nobody, but like for me, I just didn't want anything later on to come back, like back pains or back spasms. And you hear these things happening, or the baby being forced or feeling distressed because now you got Pitocin in your system and it's synthetic. You know, like I didn't want any of that for him. And he don't have a voice. I am his voice. So I made sure I was going to do everything in my power to make sure that he came out 100% natural, like a Snapple. Although I think they have some artificial flavors in their drinks. Anyway, yeah, that was like the end of my birth story, at least to that extent, right? Like obviously there's more to come. After that, like outside of the labor and delivery room, I want to say after he came out, they had to massage my stomach and my placenta came right out. It was the most uncomfortable feeling of all times. I didn't have to necessarily like push it out, but it basically looked like a stack of beef. I'm not going to show that because I definitely took a picture because I wanted to see how that was going to look. But if y'all really want to see it, hit me up on Instagram. I mean, you're a little freaky, you know, who wants to see somebody's placenta? But or just Google it. I'm sure you could find one. Like, you know, it's a little intimate. You dig? So I don't think I'll be showing that here. But either way, the baby was super happy, super healthy. He cried a little bit. He was just a G about it. He's been chill this whole entire pregnancy, I told y'all. And they put him under the heat lamp. They weighed him. They told us how many inches he was and all of that good stuff. They kind of disappeared for a little bit. They came back. They got me. They was just like, all right, we're going to take you to the recovery room. And that's where I stayed for about 2 to 3 days. We stayed an extra day because he had to do more testing to make sure everything was good. And although he was 37 weeks, he came 3 weeks early. So I was predicted to deliver an 8 to 10 pound baby initially, you know, based on the specs. But he came 3 weeks early. 37 weeks is considered full term, so he didn't have to stay in NICU or anything like that. And we was up out of there. I mean, they did, after the recovery room, they did some tests on him, like hearing tests. We decided to get him circumcised. That was one of the things. they'll ask you if you want to get like a hepatitis B shot or special K, not special K. What is it called? Vitamin K. Yeah. I think special K might be something else. Vitamin K. They'll ask for one more thing. I'm trying to think. Vitamin K. And I feel like it was one more thing. Because it was something for his eyes. The circumcision, they wanted to know. And it was one more thing. I can't really remember. But anyway, it's up to you. They'll ask you, you know, what you want to do. You don't have to, like I said, commit to anything. And they fed us 3 times a day. That was great. It was definitely an expensive hospital bill and stay. I will say that. The food, out of a scale of 1 to 10, they specialized in breakfast to me more. So I give them 6.5. It wasn't the best. Definitely had to order Uber Eats like twice for dinner. And that was confusing in itself because, you know, it was so many entrances and Uber Eats people don't be knowing where to go all the time. And yeah, we had left up out of there and I was feeling great. My recovery, I mean, it's a week later. Okay. This is how everything looks. I definitely got one of my fajas on. And the baby is in there chilling. Okay. And yeah, that's what's going on. I think you can kind of see him through the little mirror right there. That's the best I can do for y'all. Okay. Y'all, there you go, the baby. I won't be showing him too much on here, you know. I think I'm gonna give it some time and then I'll show him at another time. But I definitely wanted to share a quick synopsis of what happened. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But I gotta tell you, it was a 10 out of 10 experience. I would definitely consider having another one sooner than later, but not too soon. You know, we need to regroup. And that's about it. Yeah, everything is great. I'm feeling great. And if y'all have any questions, you know, let me know in my DM on Instagram. You already know how to get there. If you don't, then send me a comment. All right, so I'll talk to y'all later.